welcome back to Class Firearms, guys. Kai over here, and today we're going to address a question that a lot of people always ask. Should you upgrade your Glock's trigger? Now we're going to answer that, and it's going to be, it depends. But before we do that, let's talk about Glocks in general, and let's talk about their history. Now in 1982, Gaston Glock, who had nothing to do with firearms, decided to, but he was an expert in synthetic polymer, decided to come up with a firearm for the Austrian military solicitation. And he assembled his team and came up with the Gen 1 Glock. Now submitted that and he dominated the competition. And with that being said, Austrian military adapted it, over 25,000 delivered, and after that, Glocks spread around the world like a wildfire. Now here we are with multiple different generations of Glocks. We've got Gen 5s, I think Gen 6 is in the works right now. We'll see when that comes out, but a lot of generations here, but they all look very, very similar. Now, we're gonna answer the question, should you replace or upgrade your Glock's trigger? Now, let's talk about some of the generations first, because the triggers actually kind of got a little bit better, but at the end of the day, still the same subpar when compared to other manufacturers out there. In this case, we've got a little Gen 2. By the way, all these guns are checked for safe right before this video, numerous times, but I'll go ahead and do it again for you guys. This is good to go. This is a Gen 2 Glock 17. And as you can tell, there's no Picatinny over here, not cut for a dot clearly, and no finger grooves, and very, very shiny polymer frame. And here's the trigger. Let me show it to you. Super heavy. I'd say this is about like 6-7 pounds minimum. Just pretty heavy. And reset is, let's go. That's it. Very, very Glock trigger. Now I'm going to jump straight to Gen 5. And the reason I'm going to do that, I'm going to show you guys how minute the difference is. Again, this is all clear. Now right here, wall, maybe like 5 pounds. It's slightly lighter. That's the only difference that I can actually tell right here, just slightly lighter. When it comes to reset right here, about the same. So you guys let me know in the comment section if you can tell the difference between the Gen 2 all the way to Gen 5 Glock when it comes to trigger weight. For me, it's about 5 pounds. Everything else is about the same. Now there's multiple other generations out there. Now we've got Gen 2, obviously Gen 3, I don't have it here. We have Gen 4, the finger grooves, you can actually clearly tell. Now some of you guys are probably asking me, hey, what is this thing, right? This is actually wrapped by gun skins. Now, if you guys are into stuff like this, kind of change the appearance of your Glock. In this case, it says come and take it. There's multiple other ones here. I know some of these are AR mags. We got the Don't Tread on Me Valor. We got the Mount Rushmore, the American flag wrapped AR-15 over there. You know, Punisher, Lead Bull. Yeah, I mean, look at some of this stuff, you know, the AR mags, Liberty. Again, these are all from gun skins. In this case, they stopped by here. They actually helped me out. Wrap this Glock 17 with this come and take it theme, let's just say. Looks pretty cool. Anyways, if you're interested in this, definitely check them out. And this is a lot more affordable than your Cerakote job. And it's not permanent. You can actually replace it. It'll also kind of save you with some wear and tear if you're into it. Again, this is Generation 4. Let me check this for clear. Good to go. Here's a trigger. Wall is exactly the same. The weight is somewhere between the Gen 5 and the Gen 2 for me. Just like that. And let's get the reset. About the same. I'm almost thinking like the Glock just didn't really upgrade the triggers at all. Maybe the metallurgy changed a little bit. That's why I feel the difference a little bit. That's about it. This is Gen 4. Now we've got, these are all stock triggers, by the way. Now we're gonna move on to Glock's Performance trigger. This is straight up from Glock. This gun is checking clear, good to go. And here it is. It's a nice, by the way, this is a pretty thick profile trigger. So your finger actually, the pad of your finger fits really well. And that's it. That's a very crisp, nice feeling. Still very, like, it's not really all that light. Hits a wall, there's almost no travel, and it breaks right at 90. Very nice. And this is straight up from Glock itself. Now moving on to this Glock 34 Combat Master from Terran Tactical Innovations. And this gun is clear, good to go. Right here, this is the Timney Alpha trigger. Check this out. That's it, super light, hit a wall. And I'm applying a little bit of pressure. That's it. And check the reset out. This is right on the wall. That's it. A little bit long reset, but the break is extremely crisp and very light. So the performance trigger is slightly lighter than the Gen 5 stock trigger. However, it's not just the weight, guys. It hits a wall. The weight feels in your hand, and there's no build-up. It just breaks. Very crisp and nice. So it actually makes a big difference. So now that I talked to you about all these different trigger options, should you go ahead and upgrade your trigger? It depends on what you use your gun for. Now, my Glock 34 Combat Master is really good for competition. Like, I know some folks use them on duty as well or for personal protection. For me, and this is my personal opinion, if I was on duty, I would not use the Timney Alpha. It's not that I don't trust it, none of that stuff. It's just too light. It's so light, it's too sensitive for me. So for competition, it's incredibly effective. I've actually used this gun on numerous different friendly competition among us, and it actually performs really well. And Terran Tactical, Terran Butler himself uses this, and he's won a lot of championships with this very trigger with a Glock. So it's fantastic for competition purposes or recreational purposes. So if you're one of those guys, you want to go out there and compete, you want to have fun at the range all day long, you should upgrade your trigger from a stock Glock to a Timney Alpha or the like, some really nice light competition trigger. But again, be careful, don't do it yourself. If you don't know what you're doing, have a professional do it for you. Now, if you are in the security, law enforcement field, you need to check with your department. You do not want to actually go ahead and upgrade your trigger on your own without checking with your department. You may get yourself in trouble, not with your department, but also legally. God forbid you use that gun, next thing you know, they're using everything against you because you went and upgraded the gun yourself, went against policy. They're just looking for reasons to make some noise in court. Don't get yourself in trouble or get yourself jammed up for that. So be careful. Now, if you're allowed to upgrade your trigger, we've got this stock, not stock, straight up from Glock factory performance trigger that is proven to be still applicable for law enforcement, military, self-defense scenarios, but yet a lot better feeling again. Thick, it's a wall right here, and crisp clear. This would be really a good trigger to upgrade. If I had a Glock today, I would actually go ahead and upgrade my trigger to a Glock Performance trigger for my self-defense purposes, home defense, or if I was on duty, I'd use this trigger for sure. But again, if you don't know what you're doing, you definitely want somebody professional help you out with that. Now, if you're one of those folks, you know what, you're okay with this Glock trigger, stock trigger, there's nothing wrong with it. Absolutely, it's actually known one of the most reliable triggers out there. Glocks are the most widely used handguns in the world. Over 25 million, I believe, in 2024 delivered around the world. And this trigger has proven itself more than any other triggers out there. If you're okay with it, okay, don't just upgrade your trigger because you just want to upgrade your trigger. If you're actually really having troubles with this, it's too heavy for you, or if you're like me, this little trigger safety, after you fire 100 rounds, start hurting your hand real bad, don't upgrade. There's no need for it because it's super reliable. It'll get the job done at all times. You don't have to worry about it. But if you're actually having problems, then you can upgrade to a performance trigger. If you want to do competition shooting, you can do Timney Alpha or the like trigger. That's it. Basically, to wrap things up here, if you don't have a problem with it, don't upgrade it because you read it on the internet that, oh, you know what, Glock triggers suck, I better upgrade it. If you like it, like if it's okay with you, you're accurate with it, you're fine with it, don't touch it. It really is a very, very good trigger when it comes to reliability. When it comes to feel of it, I personally don't like the stock Glock trigger. So for me, I wanted to upgrade mine to the performance trigger because it feels better, not only on the pad of my finger, also when it comes to press and break and reset, all of that. But yet still doesn't sacrifice that duty aspect of it, unlike the Timney Alpha. So there's that. But if you're having problems with it, and you still want to use it for home defense, absolutely Glock Performance trigger. Great option, it's super affordable, looks good too. And if you're gonna compete, again, I repeat myself here, Timney Alpha or the like, all day long. Let me know your thoughts and let us know your favorite Glock trigger out there. Maybe we can do a test over here. Maybe we can put that against this Timney Alpha. According to Taryn Butler, this is by far the best Glock trigger ever. And for me, honestly, guys, I mean, I'm not a trigger expert of any kind, but this trigger, I don't know how you can do better than this. It is super light. I don't know how many pounds this is, but it's gotta be 3 or 4 pounds max. But again, it's not just the weight, it's the feel. It just feels so good. So let me know in the comment section which other trigger, when it comes to Glocks, should we put against the Timney Alpha. And that's it. And that ends this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts. You guys agree or not? Let me know. And also check out cfcontest.com. Good things happen there. Whenever you go to that site, if you know, you know. If you don't, you're gonna thank me later. You're gonna see some really, really cool stuff. So cfcontest.com. As always, we appreciate your business. Thanks for tuning in. God bless, and we'll see you on the next one.